I want to welcome all of you who have been on this journey with me for a while back. And if you're new to the podcast, it's great to have you. You can just kind of hop right in if you want to go back and listen to some of the previous episodes. I certainly invite you to do that. Wherever you are on your journey, you're welcome. It's so much more about the process and not necessarily the outcome right now. And today you're going to see that. I'm currently reading stories from my newly released book called Unreasonably Grateful, same name as the podcast. And yeah, they're a collection of stories through my 37-year journey of recovery now. And it's my hope that, as I open up my heart, some of the wisdom that I've gleaned over these years trickles out. And while I don't have your answers, you do. We do learn from one another's stories. So may this show inspire you or encourage you or simply just give you a little bit more freedom on your journey. And I want to appreciate you for journeying along with me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love the time that we spent together. And I actually am really enjoying adding video to it. So wherever you listen to podcasts, if you have the opportunity to do the video, great. It's a little bit more personable, even though you can see me and I can't see you. But somehow I just know that you're there and that feels inspiring to me and rewarding. So again, thank you. This week, the story that I chose to read you is called Making Messes. And I don't know, maybe it's partly because we're in the process of moving and it's kind of messy. I'm also starting to prepare for the holidays early with 14 grandchildren by Christmas and the kids and the spouses. It's a bunch of people to celebrate and share with. So this year, because I'm packing and moving, I'm gifting things that I believe have value that we're not going to be taking with us. And I'm using things to hold them that I've had around for a while. So I've got lots of those fabric shopping bags and things like that. And I'm actually super excited about the simplicity of Christmas this year and just spending time together with my kids. So, okay, this particular story is called Making Messes. And as I was referencing, it's pretty messy around here right now. And yet, just like myself and many other people I know, it's so easy to want to manage everything and have some kind of control or say around whatever it is that happens. And it doesn't always go that way. Okay, this particular story, if you're following along, is on page 62. And it's chapter 38. And the date referenced for this particular story is 2004. We weren't really allowed to make messes. Toys were picked up and games put back together when we were finished playing. Everything had its place, and that included us. Fun was scheduled, as were chores. We learned to clean, do dishes, cook, pull weeds, and make beds. Really good beds, too. And once they were made, you didn't sit on them because that's not what beds were made for. We also had the best birthday parties. My mother created circuses and fashion shows where the kids all walked a plank and modeled their too big dress up clothes and floppy high heels. Inevitably, they would wander off the plank onto the grass and lose their balance, especially me, as walking a straight line was just not my forte. When my husband and I opened our first cafe, it became clear to me that I was going to need to let go of my attempts to keep things just the way I liked them. I have learned to see others as a contribution rather than a liability. While I appreciate order, I am closest to the people who have walked through life's messes with me. And the message at the core of this story is it's the process that counts. Enjoy the journey. It may be messy. In fact, kind of guarantee you that it will be. So, whatever it is that you're working through, and wherever you are in that process, just see if you can enjoy the mess. I know as a kid, I had girlfriends who had messy bedrooms, which we were never allowed to have. And thought that it looked like freedom, even though there have been periods of time in my life where I felt like, I don't know how people live like that. I'd rather just keep it clean as I go along than make a mess and then have to clean the whole thing up. So I don't think it's an either or situation. I think it's good to be able to be okay with the mess, and it's great to take good care of things as well. So this week on your journey, see if you can't identify where perhaps you're holding on too tight, meaning you're trying to control something or keep something all together. See if you can't just practice breathing and letting go, trusting that it'll all be okay, even if what you're holding together might fall apart, because it might. But who knows how it might come back together again? As long as we're controlling it, as long as we're holding on to it, as long as we're trying to keep it the way it is or the way we think it should be, we've kind of begun to limit what's possible. And oftentimes our attention's on trying so hard to keep something together that we're actually not even really living our life. So see if you can't relax a little bit. Go ahead and be okay with the mess this week. Maybe you're somebody who does keep things in order. If you're somebody who always lives in the mess, see if you can't pick up a bit, do the opposite. See if you can't put things back where they belong, so to speak. Practice and see what that feels like. Real freedom is our ability to be with both. It's our ability to be okay with the mess and to be okay with a sense of order or having things be well taken care of. It's being able to walk in both of those worlds and not have it get us so far off center that sometimes we're not even sure where our center is. So this week, wherever you are, practice the other side of it. If you're somebody who likes the order, go ahead and see if you can live with a little bit of mess. See what comes up for you. Listen, ask yourself, what's the lesson? Maybe journal about it. Take a breath. Just relax a little bit. See if you can't enjoy wherever you are, trusting that if it feels like it's the other people around you that are causing the disturbance or messing things up, so to speak, see if you can't see what they bring. See if you can't appreciate the value that they have. See them as less of a liability and as more of an asset. Because when we can all work together, there's a lot more that can be accomplished. Okay, so take that on this week. And as I sign off, I'm cheering you on and I'm reminding you that if this podcast seems valuable to you or meaningful, share it with the people in your life. Of course, there's always the method of you can like something or review it, which is great. Mostly what I value is word of mouth. Invite other people to listen in or share what you've learned from it. Maybe let them know where you learned it, however that works for you. And in the meantime, go ahead, be a little messy, mess things up, see how you do.